Welcome to my second tutorial on Photoshop keyboard shortcuts. In this tutorial, tutorial number 2, we are going to look at shortcuts for saving, saving to the web, setting up your print, the page setup, and the file information. The first thing I'd like to point out is that throughout the tutorial I will refer to the command key as I'm using a Mac computer. Those using PCs should substitute the command key for their control key, and the tutorial should work exactly the same for them as it does for the Mac. First thing I'm going to do is load the software. In this case I'm using Element 6. Of course you can use CS2, CS3, CS4, Element 6, Element 7, Element 8. For the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to load a file, and I'm going to use Command O, choose a file to load a file, and we now have a file on board. What we're going to do is we're going to examine the shortcut if we wanted to print the file, and we're going to go Command P. Command P will bring us up a window where we can adjust the orientation of the file, we can adjust borders, we can scale the file to fit the page that we have actually selected, and so on and so forth. And when we're happy that we have got the correct visual output for the paper, we'll go off and print the file. In this case, I'm not going to complete. I'll cancel out of that and move on to our next shortcut. Our next shortcut is going to be the page setup. Under the page setup, we're going to use a shift key and the command key and the P key. And on this particular setup, we would identify the page attribute settings, the printer settings, the paper settings, orientation, etc., etc. The next one we're going to look at now is the file information. File information, this involves 4 keys, one being the Alt key, the Shift key, the Command key, and the letter I on the keyboard. And remember, they're all being pressed simultaneously in order to bring up this shortcut window. In this shortcut window, it refers to the description, whether it's stock photos, contact image, content, status, advanced, and all of these particular areas can be populated by the author. Just extract that. Lastly, what we want to do is we want to look at saving for the web. And as we brought this particular file in, before we save it for the web, I'd like to make a copy. And we're going to go Command and S. I'm going to go Command Shift Command S. Shift Command S. And on the Shift Command S, I'm just going to put in an extension in there that will allow me to make a copy of this file. The file is now copied. Before we go to make a copy for the web, we have to make a little adjustment to the image itself. So we call up the image, we go to resize the image, we'll go to the image size. I'm going to reduce this to 70 pixels. I'm going to look at the inches. I'm going to reduce that to say 5 by 3. We will see that the file will have shrunk dramatically in size, because what's going to happen is it's going to be represented on the web as a very, very low resolution photograph, which will protect the photograph from being copied. In order to act the save for the web, we're going to press the Alt key, the Shift key, the Control key, and the S key. And when we do that, we're going to get the photograph up in the 2 windows. And what we see here is that we can save the image to the web. And this means that it will change the file from a JPEG to a GIF extension, for which is more suitable for web presentation. All we've actually got to do here now is click OK, a window will open, and in that window it will show you the name of the file that is going to be saved and where it's going to be saved. If we click Save, then that file has now been saved. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you have actually learned from it. And now we'll go off and practice the shortcuts that we looked at in this video. What I will do is I'll recap now on what they are. In order to save as, we're going to use the Shift key plus the Control key plus the S key. If we're going to save for the web, we're going to use the Alt key and the Shift key and the Command key and the S key. If we're going to print, we're going to use the Command key and the P key. If we're going to look at the page setup, we're going to use the Shift key, the Command key, and the P key. And if we want to look at file information, we're going to use the Alt key, the Shift key, the Command key, and the letter I on the keyboard. Enjoy and practice, and don't forget to come back for video number 3.